Pennsylvania. It's the Comic Madness Variety Hour.
Welcome to another edition of the Comic Madness Variety Hour, coming at you live and pre-recorded from the Comic Madness basement, here to bring you the hottest takes for the week in comics. As always, I'm Frank.
I'm Troy.
I'm Lou from Geek Boy Press.
And
There he is,
that's
Geek Boy Press.
Geek Boy Press,
.com.
Lou,
It
Geek
sure
Boy
is.
Press at Geek Boy
At Geek Boy
Press,
Press,
Instagram,
Twitter,
Lou on the spot.
Lou on the
I
spot.
can give you my fax number if you want.
Yeah, no.
Lou is old enough to have a fax.
I
though.
probably
Let's-
do.
Yeah, you
let's be
probably
for real.
do
True.
actually have a fax.
I'll give you my beeper
I
number. I'll meet you. I'll call you
There you
after
go.
10 minutes.
You gotta
Okay.
press. You gotta hit like 911
That's
before
right.
you hit the
Oh,
beeper
shit.
number.
It's a comics emergency.
Send another call.
Let me
You have
Tell
to
them
call
they're
it.
real.
run and find a payphone real quick. Oh shit.
And then you're like, operator.
Yeah, operator. You're like, can I do
Give me
collects? I don't have-
976. And they're like, no.
Did you always used to have to carry around change when there was
Back in the day.
back in the day?
That
Because you would
fucking
know.
old.
No, I mean, come on, they had payphones,
What, for
right?
payphones?
Because they had
I mean,
payphones when I was younger. So
It's
when you were
true.
like my age.
I guess that's a thing, but you still need change for like
Well,
parking meters.
No,
and stuff.
but
Well,
I
you
mean-
are a mummy at this point.
Yeah.
according
Yeah.
to Fred.
Am
I
I
didn't-
the oldest? No, Steve is.
Nah,
Steve's got me by like 30 years.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Steve.
well, I think.
No. Joe would
Yeah.
be the
Yeah, but Joe is younger than we are in our hearts.
in his heart.
Joe
his
is
heart,
Joe
yeah.
is like 5.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
it is.
Shout out to
You
Joe.
know, I do work at the Lego store, so that
That's
immediately
true.
drops me back down.
That is true.
It drops him all the way to the top.
Yeah.
Joe is the coolest person I've ever met in my entire life.
Wow.
Wow,
All
that's a
right.
bold
Laying
statement.
on the compliments.
Making us feel like shit
I
right
know,
here.
right? That's cool. Whatever.
Are you telling me that we know the Joe we're talking? You're telling me that Joe is not the coolest person you've ever met in your entire life?
I'm not gonna have this conversation and rank people in my life of who's cool.
gotta
and
rank
who's
everybody
not.
now.
He's definitely up there. I will say
All
that.
right.
I mean,
Let's
I'm
do
not
a
gonna
0.5
say-
Yeah,
next time on the ranking
who
of
I met?
everybody.
mean-
Stan Lee. You know who's cooler than Stan Lee? Joe.
Wow. Hear that, Joe?
Stan Lee
Love
was like
coming out of
this.
you.
He
Yeah.
just smelled like old
The
person.
Stanley robot, you mean? For the past 10 years, they cart him out. You get a picture, you say hi. He's like,
And they're like,
Excelsior.
they're just typing on the, and they're like, and his hand just moves.
Oh man. Oh god.
Poor Stan.
Poor
R.I.P.
Stan. Yeah, he's
I-
dead.
Right
He's
here,
been dead for
hands
like
down.
a month.
Coolest dude I've ever met. There he is.
Joe or Stan?
Joe
Lee?
Holland.
Oh,
Oh,
okay. Wow.
I mean,
Joe
I can,
H. Joe H.
I can go if you
I
guys
mean-
want to get Joe. It's cool.
I mean, I guess it's not that big of a deal because it's not like you're talking shit about him. You're
It's
saying
true.
like he's the coolest dude and you just
'Cause
dropped his
he
full
might-
name. Like people are like, oh wow, I want to meet that dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Guess
should
it's
meet
not.
him. He is my favorite person I've ever met in my entire life.
We might bleep
Next
out
week,
that last name.
Joe and Troy podcast.
I don't know if you'd care. Maybe you would. I don't know. Whatever.
I'm sorry. you
In this
fucked up
day and
there.
age, you can't be dropping info like your Google like that.
Yeah,
You're
because I'm
like-
sure Joe has Google and everything.
He's got.
Joe has old man.
He has. That's what he like.
Yeah. he was like,
He gets the
yo,
smoke
you got this
signals.
sweet quarter? And I was like, no, I don't have that quarter for you. I'm sorry.
Oh, he was looking
Like
for
that,
like a
yeah.
like a steak quarter or something. All right.
Joe Holland, coolest dude ever met.
Yeah, Joe.
Hands
so
down.
There you go. That's our weekly segment about Joe.
About Joe.
About Joe.
About the
5
coolest people in
minutes.
our
If you're gonna
Yeah,
bring it on, then I got you.
Yeah, we're
I
I
don't,
got you.
I don't know, Joe. You are a cool dude. I will say that. I know some cool people, and you're up there. So there you go. But
Dude,
you know what?
So up there.
Everyone that we've had on the show is cool in their own way, including
what I
you,
hear.
Lou.
False.
Wow.
Lou,
False.
one of Lou's nickname is Cool Lou.
That's what
so
I hear.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I don't know. Yeah. I mean, we didn't give him
We
that
didn't give him
nickname
that
for
one.
sure, but I
Yeah.
mean, like,
It's
yeah,
true.
it
I
is
didn't
true.
get it.
Yeah, not
I didn't
from us.
request
like,
that
look at him
nickname.
sitting on the back of the chair. Who's like
That's right.
the
What's up,
fucking
y'all?
Fonz.
Yeah, exactly.
I
It's,
wish
it's
I
like
should
a,
have like my cardigan wrapped around my
Yeah.
my waist.
Yeah, sit on it
tied
and
up.
rotate.
You
bro.
should do, yeah, sit on it like AC Slater style.
What's up, y'all?
That's like the coolest way to sit on. Like when the back, you're like
Yeah.
leaning on the back.
No
yeah,
one-
no care in the world. Because then
Right.
you're like, I don't even need to use this chair
Nah,
like the
man,
back.
chairs. I do it my
I
own
do
way.
it my own way. That is cool. That is probably the coolest way to sit now I think about it. Even though
There's no
sitting,
cool way to sit.
No, sitting Indian style on a chair is actually
You
pretty
can't
cool.
say Indian style anymore. It's crisscross
Applesauce,
Wow,
whatever.
that's too much though. To
Or
say.
pretzel style.
I'm actually Native American, which I think
He
that
is,
key-
Are
which is
you?
fun.
Yeah.
Yes.
How much?
keen
What's the percentage?
listeners.
It's like a
Um,
lot of
Well, I know my
percentage.
like it's enough where like
Frank
my
Rainbear?
grandmother,
Is
my
that what it
grandmother
is?
can go on
Yeah,
the
you're not
reservation,
that disgusted.
has
It's like,
family.
I'm 1.1%.
Yeah.
Facts like a lot of
No,
percent.
yeah, like my grandmother.
He can
is
buy
go on
cigarettes for
reservations.
cheap.
Wow,
Yes.
represent.
Yes,
You
Wintune.
get that casino
Wintune
money?
Tribe.
Where's your tribe?
They actually got absorbed recently. I think
Oh.
I felt like I said that, yeah, by another one because I guess the way the reservation politics works is like if you get to a certain size, a larger tribe comes and you get absorbed into them.
What?
Yeah.
So it sounds
Is it
like,
like-
American politics back when
Yeah,
they
I think
became
it's
a-
like,
Now
yeah.
they hate it.
And then they each have because they each have their own like segment
But they
of
don't
like
have
benefits.
smallpox.
No, they don't have smallpox.
so
I don't
that's-
think
that's
so. They
better.
definitely have like alcoholism and stuff like that.
Oh, jeez.
That's like a
Damn.
fact. That's like a fact. I know my
Heard.
great grandfather was like
We're
really
dropping all
into
kinds
that.
of opinions today, boys
Yeah,
and girls.
no, that's true of my family. I'm not
Great.
saying I'm not generalizing. That's just my.
Yeah, but
fact.
you know, that's your family. But I also like the sauce.
Well, there you go.
Everybody likes the
Everybody
sauce.
likes the sauce.
Do you like to
all
be
right, all
sober?
right. Let's
Yeah, like,
let's reel back
being
in.
sober sucks.
This is like
We're
the
talking about comics.
off
today.
the rails.
Weird off the rails thing that I actually read today was, did you see that the two Joker and Harley Quinn movies got shelved?
No, I didn't.
Good.
But that makes
Yeah.
kind of
No,
makes
the
sense.
What,
the
the-
Jared Leto Joker and the
Well, we know that because the other one's filming.
That's also
no, but
right.
they shelved it like today.
That's like not off the rails.
and
at
then
all.
the
The other Joker
there was
one?
supposed to be a Mad Love movie,
yeah,
Oh, I didn't hear about
and that got shelved too. But no, the
No, they're
the
doing like the
Joaquin
birds
Phoenix
of.
one is going,
Yeah.
That's what
but
I'm
they were
saying,
supposed to
yeah.
do two other ones.
They
and
were, yeah, I
just
remember
got-
they were talking
got
doing one with
boxed.
Jared Leto, but I
Yeah.
guess they were like that might be too confusing,
Yeah,
which
the-
is true.
The
Even for
gangster
like
Joker, yeah.
people who
Yes,
are in
but
the space,
I will
is
say
like a
this
lot.
is I watched Suicide Squad
Oh god!
last night,
Listen to this
Wow.
hot
For the
take.
first time
You want,
ever?
no, you want to hear this
Man.
hot take? Get ready.
Here you go.
and I liked it.
Wow, no shit.
I know.
All right.
I liked it actually a lot. It was really
A
fun.
lot?
A lot.
All right.
It was fun.
he said
It
it
was
was-
What's
dumb.
the scale
He
of
said
alcohol
top
involved
5.
in liking it?
Top
It
5.
was 0
superhero
sober.
movies.
Zero?
Sober.
Wow, sober like
It's
it.
like Dumb Predator.
I guess.
it's like-
but
it's
that
like-
movie was so
it's like-
dumb though. That
Yeah,
movie
it's-
wouldn't
it's-
happen if not
right.
for Waller. Like you
But,
saw
but
it,
make
right?
every
saw it.
movie
Yeah, it
that's
wasn't great.
dumb. And that was the thing about the movie is every
she
time
caused everything,
that anything called
right?
no anything like
It was fucking dumb. It was so stupid.
like Flag was like, don't let him take me, don't let him take me, and then they stopped him, and then he was like, don't let him take me, don't let him take me.
So
Nah,
bad.
dude, the
So
DC
it was
movies.
really fun. I like that movie.
I
a
took
lot.
my daughter to see it, so that's why I liked it because she had fun with it. I'm like, all right, that can influence me.
Yeah.
I can like a shitty movie.
Sure,
if she had
yeah,
fun with
of
it. I'm like,
course.
all right, cool, we'll like it. I only saw it that one time. I never went back because I didn't give a fuck.
I
you know.
have only seen it once. so-
Although I saw that and I still haven't seen Justice League. I didn't see Aquaman.
So that really
what's
left a
that
bad
say?
Yo,
taste.
Justice League, it's two way
Big
thumbs
ol'
down.
thumbs.
Yeah,
down,
go see
huh?
Aquaman though.
I
It's
really
worth it.
wanted to see Aquaman until I
Aquaman was
learned
actually
that,
cool.
it,
So
that
did
it was
I.
3 hours, and I was
Oh
like,
wow, see, I
not
didn't.
today, Satan.
Yeah.
If I don't see it in the theater, it's probably not gonna happen. So
No.
That's all right. Moving on.
Moving on, news.
News?
We're talking news for.
If you want to read Batman Damned, you're fucked.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
2
months.
That just came out. It got
May.
They say it's saying it's May
Now it's
now, which
May?
I'm pretty sure it's
Now it's
already
May.
been. This is like the second or third
I saw
time it's
2
been
months.
pushed.
They gotta scrub the dicks from it still, or what?
I-
Is that the problem?
Well, the
What's
rumor
happening?
is that they think that now that'll Damned will eventually come out, but that the black label
Black
is
is
like
done.
Oh,
because
shit.
it was too much.
So
of a
White
hassle.
Knight is not going to be on Black Label.
Black
What the fuck?
White
it
Knight
didn't
is
even get
coming
a
out.
chance because
I always
fucked
took that
everything
was
up.
that they wanted to do it. They did the dick, and then WB came in and was like, "Yo, you guys are fucking up." And giving us a bad
That's
name.
what I think is that they
Yeah.
did that. They announced that as like a joke, and then you put Batman's dick on it. DC knew what they were doing.
DC
Did they,
definitely
though?
did.
Yeah, and they
I
were
don't
like,
know. I
they
wonder
were
if
like,
they
yo,
just-
you ever heard of Black Label? Nah, but
Yeah, they wanted to be edgy.
but remember all of this stuff.
I guess.
I
feel
think their
like,
overlords were like, "We don't want dicks in comics."
Ugh.
No, I think that
But like, what about Vertigo? It's so weird. Is it because
there's
Batman
mad
was
dicks
in
in
it?
Vertigo.
That's what I'm
I've
saying.
seen dicks.
But Batman was never in
Yeah,
Vertigo.
well, the way
So you
with
got
Batman
one of
was
your-
in Vertigo though. He was in Sandman and other books.
Oh my God.
All right.
Technical.
You're trying to go to this one issue.
Let's get your nerd glasses on for a second.
I think their
I'm already wearing them.
I think their
They
whole
suck.
argument was that Batman, even though it shouldn't happen, but for the most part, that children can pick up a Batman
Come
book. Whereas
on.
Vertigo
Yeah,
books
I've
are
seen-
like,
though. That was
that was
bullshit.
the whole thing, yeah. But
Well,
that's-
they canceled the third one because Alfred had a strap on.
Oh wow, that's interesting. Was he the cover? I didn't know that.
Yeah, it is really a shame. In other news of delays, also Doomsday Clock. So
Surprise.
if you ask about it, stop asking about it because now I just tell
Doomsday
people
Clock
it comes out when it wants to come out.
Is
Whatever. It
never
doesn't-
coming out.
No,
It's
it'll
done.
finish.
It'll just take like 3 years.
I like it fine. I don't think it's amazing.
Yeah,
I think it's
nobody
cool.
likes it fine.
I don't know. What do you like? You don't like it at all, right? You're done with that book.
Doomsday Clock is whack out loud.
No, I actually like it, but I think the delays have made it to a point where it's almost unreadable because
Yeah.
you have no idea when the
And
next
what's
issue.
gonna
Yeah,
happen
no,
at the end? How
that's
is
the
it gonna-
thing. Is every time I read Doomsday Clock, the previous issue, I'm like, they need a previously
Oh, you
on.
definitely do.
definitely.
But they
You have
don't,
to-
and then I get
dense.
into it, and I'm like,
Yeah,
what the fuck
happened?
am I reading?
Yeah, but I don't know. The last couple issues seemed like
To
they were
the-
single one shots.
The
Yeah.
like,
entire
separate from everything else.
Doomsday Clock run, to this point, it's nonsensical.
No, it just needs to be read as a whole.
Yeah, I think at the
trade.
end we
I think
read
Yeah,
it
but
all.
that
It's gonna be good.
sucks.
And
Yeah,
it
but-
does, I agree, but
That
that's the nature of
sucks.
the beast. We all knew when Gary Frank was drawing it and Jeff Johns was writing, and we knew that shit was going to be late. You go back
No,
to the
but
podcast, everybody
but
called
and
it.
everything
yeah.
is, oh, you need to read it as a whole. You need to read it as a whole. But I need a reason to read it for a little bit.
But here's the thing: that's not a monthly story. That's one complete story.
But it was
Or you can
supposed
read
to
it
be
in a short-
done 3
I hear
years
you.
ago.
3 years? I don't think 3 years. That might be.
I
stretching.
agree. It
All right,
fails.
It's supposed to
as-
be done a year ago.
It fails as a serial comic, which is
Right.
what it attempted to do when it first started.
But
out.
that's what Watchmen was. You need to read it then because
feel
whatever's
like-
going on there needs to happen right now.
Wasn't Watchmen delayed though? I feel like the last couple issues of Watchmen.
I don't think we've ever
OG was
figured this
delayed.
out.
I was dead
I'll
before
bet you would
Watchmen.
look up.
I-
You were dead.
Wow.
dead.
Wow.
I wasn't
You
born
got
before
reincarnated
Watchmen.
as
Time
Troy?
is a flat
That's fun.
circle.
Yeah, time is
It
a
was
flat
like-
But I wasn't even born when like Watchmen came out. so
Other
I don't
news.
know.
You got something? I
Savage
see.
Avengers.
Oh, yeah,
shit.
okay. So
Got-
Get that away from my face.
Savage Avengers. So this
We
should
got-
Conan.
Conan.
We got
on-
Venom. We got Wolverine. We got the biggest badasses in Marvel. Plus Conan. Woo!
Conan will be an Avenger.
The team nobody ever wanted or nobody will want. It's total bullshit. They're abusing that license. It's so sad.
It's
We
exactly.
already got 2 books. Now let's throw in another one with
Yeah.
Conan. He's not gonna fucking work on a team.
No.
He'd be like hacking the swords. He would cut everybody's head off.
Well,
He's
I was
like,
telling
"Fuck
Troy today that I was
Nope.
like, all he is he's just kind of like shittier Thor because he's Thor without superpowers,
he's
or
not Thor,
Hercules
'cause-
without.
No,
he
at
likes
least Thor-
fighting and he likes
Yeah, but
drinking
Thor
and he
has a
likes.
code. Conan doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, I
He'll
guess
kill
that's true.
everybody.
That's
he doesn't
fair.
give a shit. That's what I mean. Like it doesn't work. They're gonna have to water him down so much. To
Right.
make
But that was what I
work.
was saying.
That's
Is
bullshit.
you got to think of Conan? Is he magic? Is he enchanted? Or like, how is he so hard?
I think it's
There
gonna
has
be
to
like
be
a.
something.
It's
that-
gonna be a
You're
fish
not
out
that.
of water
You're,
thing.
yeah,
I don't
you're not
wanna
that
know.
hard, bro.
I don't
You're
wanna
not that
know.
hard.
That's
bro.
just like I never needed
Yeah,
Wolverine's
that
origin.
is.
I
You
don't
were right.
wanna
I
know.
don't want to know.
No. Wolverine never
Conan's
needed
hard
an
as
origin.
shit. That's all I need
Conan's
to
a
know.
badass, always. That's what makes him special.
Lee was
if you
right.
start diluting him down, it's gonna be bullshit. But maybe we get to the books this week. How about that? We can
It's
talk
gotta be
about
rags as hell.
Yeah, 'cause that's
Let's
all
get
the
into
news.
that. We're gonna start with
with Indy?
Indy at the top. What everyone's been waiting for.
No.
Hit Girl,
Ugh.
#1. It's actually season 2, issue 1. Kevin Smith.
Yeah.
Return to comics after.
Wait, pronounce that artist name.
And
too.
then the artist,
man.
I can't see it. Troy took it
This
from
was
me.
not supposed to be season 2. This was supposed
That's
to
what
be
I thought it was. The
number
next
14
issue.
or
Right.
whatever.
I don't know what happened.
And then they
there.
put Kevin Smith on it
Yeah.
with a big old #1 on it. And there's 3 words that are recycled from some shitty movie.
It's bullshit. It's so bad.
It's
I
so fucking
hate it.
trash.
Oh,
I hate
what do
it.
you think? Do you like it? Before we get started, you want to do a recap?
I was going to do a
We're
recap.
burying the lead
That's all
here.
you
Yeah,
need.
we're burying the
I'm
lead.
burying the lead hard as hell because it's trash.
Yeah, so
So
Kevin,
This is despicable.
I definitely
That's a
think,
great idea.
yeah,
That's
despicable.
a great word to describe
I
it.
definitely think he kind of flexed a little bit on here because it's a completely silent issue, which for your first issue is a fucking ballsy move. I feel like
You know what?
because
it's
it's
fine
like
if it's done right.
sure,
But the fact that
And
you're,
it's not.
you're incorporating school shootings.
Yeah,
in here,
that
what
was
the
a little-
fuck
There's
are
a
you
lot of
doing?
it that doesn't make any sense too, and the panels.
it makes sense,
The
but it
panels
sucks.
don't follow. Well.
I don't care. That's the artist. I mean, the artist isn't bad, but
yeah,
it's
just
I
the
don't
stuff
care.
for this. It's a little
It's all
jarring.
set up
It's
for
not
his actual story.
right.
You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
This
That's
is
all it
just
is.
her
Yeah, but
getting to
remember
Hollywood.
when Kevin Smith cashed out earlier on other school shootings? So
Did he? With what?
his movies back in the day.
What do you mean?
Kevin Smith can suck a fucking dick.
Yeah, but what's the school shooting angle? I like Kevin Smith,
This-
but I don't like this.
So what
sucks.
happens in this is Hit Girl's introduced and she stops the school shooting.
Now, so she goes to this school,
So,
right? Is that the deal? 'Cause it
that's what I
seems like
couldn't
it.
figure out.
You can't figure it out
I
till the
took
end.
this is more that she doesn't go to the school. She just happens to be
Are
there.
you sure? No, it
We
can't
don't
be.
know
I think
for
at
sure.
the end you see Mindy with the blonde hair,
And then you
she's
see her in the
there at this
beginning?
school. She's like, "Wink, wink. I go to this school. I stopped the shooting." Total
See,
bullshit.
I don't know about that
This
because
was-
I'm looking
this
through
was
it now and I don't
exploitation.
see
It was
it.
nonsense.
Well,
It is.
I am
It's
so
exploitation.
fucking pissed off. As
It
I read
was
this, I'm like, what? Wait, so the
garbage.
point of this is to get to the idea that they're going to do a Hit Girl movie. Recycled bullshit. Talk about Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. I love Kevin Smith. His movies back in the day, awesome. But this, recycled hackneyed bullshit. And it's all going to be references in the next miniseries. Like, whenever the next couple issues, it's going to be like, oh, he's going to make fun of this type of director in this movie and the Weinstein nonsense and blah, blah, blah. But I don't give a shit. I really don't care. I think this was really this was done in poor taste.
It's shameful. Yeah,
It really
I
is.
read it and I
It's like,
read
come
it and
on,
I
dude.
felt bad.
It really did. Like, I couldn't believe I was reading this because you got this cartoony art style.
yeah, the
set
art style
against
does not match up at all.
the idea of a school shooting.
And then
like, what the
and then also the entire time, I'm a man, you're a man, you're a man.
It's true.
And they all
I
and the
approve.
entire time they're like, men are awful. Like you get on the plane
What,
and
that?
yeah.
Oh, because
no,
the dude
yeah,
that she cuts his face
Yeah,
off or
you get on the
whatever,
plane,
and nobody
and-
sees that.
and every
Come
man
on.
is a rapist apparently.
I guess.
So it's just
Yeah, I don't know.
so
That's him pandering
stupid.
to like female readers, I suppose.
and
But
she's like, yeah, apparently if you get on a plane, every guy's gonna fucking hurt
Hit
you.
Girl's a badass, and I am so sad by this series in
And I
general.
loved the first, what was it, 16 issues of this?
The
Where they did
first-
4.
No, see
Everybody
the
did
last
4,
one,
4,
the
and
Rome
4.
was incomprehensible. It was so hard to understand what was going on till the very end. I didn't think that was a great series.
But
The Canada one was cool. Lemire and Riso, that was good. What
and
was
it's,
before that?
at the
I
same
forget.
time, it's like, hey, you know what? Dudes aren't so bad. We're all right.
Well, that's the flavor of the month, though. You know, you're gonna jump on that because he wants to be popular. He wants to, get.
But he
everybody's
didn't
good
do
graces.
anything. He didn't write anything.
Well, like I said, the writing is gonna come in the next couple issues when she gets to Hollywood. This was all set up, which I feel like this could have been 3 pages of the school shooting or whatever. So she finds out the book, and then this first
Yeah.
issue should have been her in Hollywood. So this is like padding.
Yeah.
This is like nonsense. I'll give it a D.
Weak.
Yeah, I won't give it an F. I like the art enough, but I feel like it was jarring for this story.
Yeah, I'll go C minus.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
I'm NA. I'm
NA.
no.
Troy's
All
bad.
right, last indie book of the
I
episode.
don't think we were supposed to do this one.
Yeah, we are.
Are we
It's on
not
the
doing
list.
this one? Magic Order.
The last issue.
Yeah, Mark. Yeah, because so this is the
Eh.
last one. We're gonna talk about it on the whole because I think we just did the first issue.
Money as hell.
Yeah, for a series, I think that
Another awesome book.
I
This
was
is the best
looking
Mark Miller
forward to
book.
it every time it came out. It's probably the best one he's done in a while.
Best one he's
Um,
done ever.
I don't know
Ever.
about that.
Wow.
Hands down.
But
What's better?
well, my personal favorite is Red Sun. So that's like my favorite. book
That's
of all
awesome,
time.
but that's him constrained to DC.
Sure.
Awesome book. Don't
Yeah.
get me wrong. I
That's
would
what I'm
definitely
saying.
rank that as the
This
top
is-
5
yeah.
DC stories of all time.
Right.
Amazing.
What?
Are you kidding me? Red
Top
Sun?
5?
Yes. Oh yeah, easy.
Y'all ever read Swamp Thing?
All right.
That's
fine.
one of.
Yeah, one of
You
5.
Y'all
got-
ever read every
you-
Swamp Thing story period?
Kingdom
That's-
Come. Come on. All right.
Yeah. Okay.
But we're
1
talking
through
about
5.
Magic Order right now.
1 through 5. Swamp Thing. 6. Red
Swamp
Sun.
Thing.
Yeah.
Swamp Thing 5.
Yeah.
Swamp Thing 2. 6 through 11.
Yeah, Magic Order, which for those of you who don't remember or did not read, is about a order of magicians who kind of
It's hard as shit.
yeah, they're seen, they kind of influence things in the background, but they're not, they're in hiding. They don't use their magic out in the open. They don't use it for fame, and they're kind of just average.
Well, sorta. I mean, the patriarch of that family.
Yeah, I mean, he's a magician, like a famous
I guess he doesn't
one.
use his powers though. He's just using sleight of hand. And
Right.
like typical
and
magician
we
tricks.
find out at the end of this that he clearly doesn't make a lot of money doing it either. So it's more
fine.
just like,
He
yeah.
just does it before the love. I
Right.
suppose.
But you could make yourself like you would be like #1 celebrity if you wanted to.
Right, but
which
that's
is
what the
magic.
evil magicians
That's the
seem to
evil.
do,
So
yeah.
the evil ones want to basically make it so that they have access to even forbidden magic, which is like resurrection and I guess
What the
making
hell are you
things
guys
and
talking
things like
about?
that. This is Magic Order.
You not read this?
I'm
book?
going through the whole
Yeah,
thing.
I've read it.
Not this
Alright.
particular issue. Is that
Just
not
in
what it's
general.
about?
No,
I'm
no.
talking
You're
about
good.
No.
Well, he's talking about the series in general. We didn't get to the
Oh,
recap.
okay.
of
the
it.
series in
Oh,
general. What is going
Relax.
on?
You're good, Frank.
So yeah. So they end up fighting each other. There's good ones and there's bad ones, and they're fighting for control over this like
Yeah, the
this-
idea of the whole magic order, if you want to call it that.
So hurt.
Yes.
Last issue it had the brother selling them all out because he really wants to resurrect his
Yeah,
daughter.
but how hard was it when?
That was rough, right? Holy shit! What, in this issue or before?
Yeah, this one.
Yeah, there's a couple
When they were
twists and
like,
turns
yeah,
at
you're
the end.
just like the gatekeeper, and he's like, I'm not the gatekeeper.
Oh my god, they're
You're keeping
me
away
in.
from me, and he
Oh,
just starts
so
murdering
great.
them on us.
Yeah, I loved it. Corpiel's artwork is awesome.
Yes,
I
I
like
agree.
Mark Miller a lot. I think he's amazing. I think he
Whack.
really has a lot of great ideas.
Whack.
I think so too.
I think he's very
Whack out
cinematic in
loud.
his stories, and it's really nice.
That's why you like
transition.
it, because you're whack.
That's fine.
I
I
just-
could be whack all I want, but I like the story.
Yeah, I think he
it's
definitely writes a very
fantastic.
particular way, and you either really like it or I feel like you really don't.
I don't
You
know.
really,
I can't
really-
remember a Mark Miller book that I didn't like. I think he always starts out strong. He doesn't always stick the
That's
landing.
yeah.
But he
His
comes out with
ideas
these
are cool.
great cinematic ideas,
Definitely.
like awesome stuff. You're like, holy shit, why hasn't this been done before? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? He always pairs up with great artists too.
Yeah.
Always excited to see what he's going to come up with next. Anytime he has the first issue, I'm in. I'll
Yeah,
definitely
his
check it out.
books always seem like almost summer blockbusters to me.
Oh, they
9 out of
definitely
10
do.
times.
Mhm.
So when they come out, a new one comes out, I'm like, oh sweet! Like I can't wait to
But
see
they
what this
always
one is.
did too. That's
Right,
the thing.
yeah.
I mean, even back in the day when he was working for Marvel, DC, or whatever, Image stuff. Like he always had these crazy big ideas. They seem so simplistic on paper, but the carry out, the way he actually portrays it, awesome.
Yeah, the execution.
I love it. I thought it was
Yeah.
a great ending to the story. Obviously, we're gonna get a book 2 because it was called book 1.
Right. Yeah.
And that's how he does it these days. We might never see book 2, but he builds.
Yeah,
it
because
as
I think we're
book
still
1.
waiting on book 2 for like a couple
Superior,
things.
all
What's the
kinds of
one
shit.
where the villain was like a
Criminals.
Batman or
Oh,
whatever?
yeah.
That one I remember. He's like, yeah, there's going to be a second one. It's going to be crazy.
Right, and then we haven't seen shit. I think that's wrapped up in movie rights. I think that's what's going on.
I think that is his go-to. So I think he does this and does book 1, and
Yeah.
because it's popular and it sells well, and then he tries to sell it off, and he does or he doesn't, and he waits until something happens. So if it actually is a property that goes on to do like a movie or TV, then all of a sudden book 2 comes up, a la Hit Girl and Kick Ass and that whole universe. I guarantee you we will, like, it says book 2 is like in April or May, I think.
We'll believe it when we see it.
So
Yeah, I
that'll be
don't
bought
know.
up by Netflix.
Well, no, they already own it though. That's the thing. 'Cause
Yeah,
this
this
has
is-
the Netflix moniker on it, so everything he creates from now on is Netflix, which is interesting. So, but I mean, we're waiting for the show at this point, right? Is it going to be show on Netflix? Is it going to be mini movies? Who
Well, they
knows?
apparently did something where there was like the first issue was like some sort of animated comic that you could view through the Netflix app or
didn't
Netflix
know that.
website or something.
checked that
It's
out.
not even like it's just like a typical like I think the panel moves like the camera
Oh.
moves to the panel.
Yeah,
It's not
I've
've
never been a big fan of that.
No,
I have an imagination. I can
right,
figure
yeah.
out like what's
You
going
don't
on
need
in the
somebody to
pages.
read the
That's the test of a
balloons
good
for you.
artist too, to show that in your head you can picture out what happens next.
Yeah,
on the
definitely.
panels that aren't shown. I'll give it an A. Solid ending.
I will go
Great
with an
art,
A as well.
Great writing, awesome work.
I'm in.
Yes.
Yeah, A all around.
Speaking of Umbrella
I
Academy
know,
for
drop-
Netflix,
is
I'm
that this
actually
week?
I think that's
Woo!
tomorrow. Yeah,
I'm
it
excited.
actually looks really cool.
What? Come on, that was a great book.
Yeah.
I didn't read the new series, and I'm waiting for
looks
it all to
cool.
be done. But all right.
All right.
Wait, what did you give it? You're on the A train. All right.
He's on
For
the,
that,
for
for
that,
Magic Order.
for Magic Order. He's out.
All right.
Flash 64, The Price of
DC.
Innocence, Part 2, DC. We're jumping right in. Continuation of the first part was in Batman.
Right.
And I had thought, because I was not going to read this until we were like, oh, we're doing it for the podcast. And I was like, oh, all right.
Mm-hmm.
I had thought it was going to be one of those ones where it was like most of part 1 in Batman, and they were just going to kind of coincide with each other, but they kind of, told the same story, but just maybe different perspectives.
I picture
This is
it as
definitely
a 4-part
part 2.
miniseries.
See, I did not
You
see
gotta
that.
read Batman, and
Right.
you don't know what's going on.
Exactly. So,
Which
like,
is fine.
it is one of those ones, so if you
It's
pick up
not
the
fine.
next Batman
No, I'm not
one,
saying
you
the
can't.
story's fine. I'm just saying the idea of the miniseries.
I wasn't here last week, so I didn't read.
Oh, so you
Batman,
weren't
so
able
I,
to...
I read this and I was just like,
What the fuck?
Right. So if you
Yeah, but
read
you know
just
what?
Flash, then this sucks for you, for sure.
It does.
'Cause you're like,
although
oh.
I feel like they give you some idea what's going on because they really talk about Gotham Girl and the
Meh.
whole idea of it.
Gotham Girl sucks.
Yeah, there's some exposition in it, for sure.
I don't know.
It's
I actually
very-
like this better than
it's
the Batman
very,
issue,
very,
which
very-
is weird to say.
It's very, very boring.
Yeah,
I don't care.
No, that's how I felt about the Batman issue. Honestly, I don't know how you felt about it.
Yeah, I thought that this one was better than the Batman story, the Batman story. I mean, we all know, because especially now, I think he's come out and said it, that this is pretty much just a filler
It's
arc.
filler, yeah, because
they
Tom King-
they fell behind. or
Although I
something.
wonder did Tom King have his any story notes with this, because it can't fuck with his overall story. And if Gotham Girl's in this, but she's still in the background with Bane and everybody,
Yeah.
in 50 you see her floating with Bane and everybody
Right.
else and Skeets and all those other characters. So, I mean, is this a
Well,
story
you know,
that he wanted to tell?
All this
or-
has to do is at the end of this, Gotham Girl flies away again or whatever, and then that's fine. It resets
And
the
also,
status quo.
did
to
you notice
this-
this is taking place in between Heroes in Crisis? They're
Right.
talking about that hasn't
hasn't
finished
finished
yet,
it, yeah.
which is kind of neat, and it's good as
I do like
as a
when that
reader.
as like a continuity kind of general universe
you're like,
thing.
all right,
it's
we're
like,
still
oh,
figuring it
all right,
out.
the timeline, because I hate to go back to it, but like Doomsday Clock is in the future or whatever. The timeline, especially now, is very fucking
guess.
confusing.
Ugh.
Where they said, yeah, it is in the current timeline, but it's like a couple months in the future, and that was like
Bendis
a
is
year
so
ago.
far into his
Yeah,
Superman,
that's
I don't know
what
how it
makes-
could be.
DC so bad is they were like, we're done with the continuity, everything.
Yeah.
We're doing this.
Not this time.
And then literally 6 months later, they were like, everything is awful.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, I guess
Whatever.
I'm gonna read it.
I
Yeah.
think it was a forgettable story.
And
It
for
doesn't
those of
really
you who
matter.
didn't
This
pick up
story
the Batman
sucks.
one,
So it's very forgettable.
the Flash and Batman. They're teaming up to solve a mystery, which they
And
have
then Flash
not
is
done.
like, Batman, how didn't you figure out, and he's like, oh, I'm not doing that. And he was like, I thought you were doing that. You're a better,
He was trying to solve because during the Wally has died.
Right.
yeah, they're like, you're a better detective than I am. No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not.
Yeah, they're
Well,
kissing
who's
each
the better
other's ass.
detective? I don't know.
See, but that's kind of fun though, because I always
No, it's
the
not.
Flash.
It's beat.
The Flash for me,
No,
I
it's
always
beat out
kind of
loud.
forget that he is actually supposed to be like a top
Yeah,
tier
he's a
detective.
forensic-
He's the
Yeah.
best
policeman.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think it's kind of cool. Like the fact that they have respect for each other.
Sure.
I think that's
But they
kinda
really
neat.
don't, and that's what makes the comic
No,
annoying. is
see,
they're-
don't forget, this is
they're
a
just
different
so
voice writing
clashing.
Batman.
Yeah.
So it's not King writing Batman. It's not anybody else. It's Williamson writing Batman in the Flash issue.
It's dumb.
And
It's beat.
it's
This comic.
I don't have a problem with it. I don't think
This
it's
com-
bad.
that-
I don't think it's a middling book. It's nothing. It's not going to have any ramifications.
You know what they
At
did?
the end of this, like
They
you
didn't
said,
have
she's gonna
anything,
fly
and
away.
they fucked up, so they were like, let's do this, and it didn't work.
Well, it's not over.
This comic does not
I'm
work.
gonna agree with Lou in that I will say that it
I don't
doesn't.
give a fuck about Gotham Girl.
It really doesn't spark
Well, we
anything
don't know what she's
for
going to
me.
end up in the King run.
Yeah, it doesn't spark anything for
well,
me.
she
one
could
way
go
or the
away
other.
in the King run, and that would be great.
Well, she'll come back at the end.
No,
At some
why?
point.
Why though?
Ask King.
Her
Ask
sto-
Tom because he's
her,
got his
her
story.
story was done. If
Is
she
it,
comes
though?
back in the end of the story,
No.
it's gonna be fucking beat.
Yeah, but you know that, like I said, because she's there with Bane at 50, you know
I don't
she's
give a
part of the
fuck
story.
about Bane.
Yeah.
Well,
Bane
she-
is corny as shit.
Well, he's the reason
Well, he's
behind
like
all
the
the
big
Batman
bad,
runs,
yeah.
so.
I will say it doesn't go one way or the other for me.
The art's fine.
I will continue to probably read the Flash part since I'm reading Batman. Just to
Yeah,
get
that's
full
the thing for
story.
me. Like, because I'm into Batman now, I have to read it.
But it's
so-
not like a top of the pile sort of
No.
thing. It's like, oh, okay, I need to read this to just be in the know.
Right.
Oh, that's fine.
So I'll give it
But
a C.
yeah, I'm not like it's
F.
bad or good. I'll go with C too.
Yeah, C's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah. That's
For
it.
me.
Yeah,
Fine
that's
for
it.
Flash.
Detective Comics 998. We are 2 away from 1,000. Continuing on with the story of a entity or entities hunting down the people who basically helped Batman create kind of the Batman that
his
he
persona,
is now,
yeah.
his persona.
Mhm.
With this one, it is Etrigan. We find out that
And Jason
apparently,
Blood.
Jason Blood had helped him in the past to help create, I guess, what, like the
Like the-
fear kind of
Their persona of Batman.
persona
yeah,
of Batman
scary
himself.
Parts of Batman. Right?
Which
This
is neat.
issue was awful.
You didn't like this one?
It
Wow,
was
I'm surprised you were such a booster in
garbage.
this one.
See, I like this idea because even these kind of
Now he's like,
almost
I'm
minor
here, I'm
characters.
Satan Batman armor.
The
I'm gonna do this."
Hellfire, yeah, the
Hellfire.
And they're like,
Hellbat.
there's a
armor.
99% chance that you're gonna have cardiac arrest. And
And he was like,
not
"Oh,
today,
man."
Satan.
Because he's It's
Yeah.
Batman. You know he's gonna win. Or
I
at least
just-
at this
Dumb.
point.
I
dude.
just
This-
like the
this
idea
comic was
that
fucking
these characters, even some of the minor ones like Jason Blood and Cyborg's dad, like helped
I
with
don't-
his
that was
technology.
interesting. I
Like,
was surprised
That's
to
what
see
I'm
him in there.
Yeah.
I don't know what
guess,
he's doing. What are you doing?
Well, I mean,
What is the
apparently,
end of this comic? I don't get it.
Well, you're the one that loves this book so
Yeah.
much. This is the first time you're talking shit
you're
on
switching
it.
on it.
I think it's a fine story. I've never been like, oh my god, this is the be all end all of Batman. I like it. I've never loved it, and I'm still in that same realm where I still like it.
Right.
But the fact you were saying about Cyborg's dad, I never knew that he was part
I
of
read this
Batman's
comic and at
mythology.
the end I was like, what the hell happened?
It's padding.
yeah, it's
I'll definitely give you
padding.
that. Didn't need to be this long. It started off so strong with the
Right.
Waynes and everything, and now it seems to be like, all right, we're gonna wait until the big shit happens until the very end. And the very end of this issue is confusing. I mean, is that supposed to be young Bruce Wayne as
What's the-
Batman?
what's
I'm
the
guessing
end of the
so. That's
yeah,
how
that
kind
was-
of. I just like the
1000, I don't
idea that all these characters. It makes it feel more
It's a
like a
tour of
shared
DC.
universe.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's more
it's a
for
tour of the
DC,
DC
which is
universe.
kind of.
It's
I
cool.
mean,
I dig it.
almost right because it's the second one to go to 1,000 now. It's on the heels of Action, but it is true because not only should you be celebrating Detective and Batman, but you should be celebrating DC, and I think it's kind of trying to do both.
It's doing a good job.
and I think it's
I
enjoyable.
don't know where Victor's dad came in. Is this a new idea that he helped Batman?
I
or is
think
this
almost
something in
all
the
of
New
them because there's
52?
only been like a few that I can be like, oh, okay, I remember that was like somebody at one point where he was like, he helped me train. or
Was
something like
Ra's
that.
al Ghul in the story yet?
I don't think he.
I don't think
no,
so,
I don't
but
think
I feel
he
like
was.
he's coming. He's got to be.
He's
coming.
got it.
He's
Yeah,
such
but
a
he seems
major
like somebody
point.
that would be like that big bad at 1,000 or something.
It
like
could
that.
be.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're because you're gonna have to pick like Batman's ultimate villain. Is it gonna
Right.
be the Joker? It'll probably be Ra's. I think he'll be the one.
Yeah, they're doing so much with the Joker right now. Like, I could see them doing like a Joker, like it's a part of the backup. But I feel like
Right.
the main series is going to be revealed because that would make sense too. He was one of his teachers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's like the teacher.
I
if
wonder who else
anything.
we have left as teachers, unless we do Ra's
There's
next
probably
issue, and the
one.
last issue will be who is creating this fucking monster thing. Because it wasn't
Right.
Hugo Strange. That's what he thought. This issue started out to be like him confronting Strange. He's like, "Oh, let me scrape your glove and get
Yeah.
the idea." He's like, "Fuck you, I ain't doing that." So, yeah, who is the big bad in this story? You know, I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe
I think it's a fine story.
It is cool.
I wouldn't be reading unless for the podcast, but I've been reading every issue just to keep up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. I dig it. I'd give it a B- probably. Because the
Uh,
art's awesome. I really dig him. I think he's really Monkey is a really good choice for this.
Yeah.
Because he's gritty enough to pull off that Gotham world.
I really like Tomasi's run, so it's kind of hard for me to almost separate the issues because it's been very consistent since it started, and they were doing that whole team thing, and it had a bunch of really cool characters in it. So I would go B+. I mean, I don't
Okay.
really, it's hard for me to
What do you
differ
got?
the individual issues.
I didn't care for it, so I didn't create it at all.
Really?
I
You
know.
gotta give it like a D or something? Come on.
NA.
Really?
NA.
Again? Wow, alright.
NAs.
What about this guy? We got Batman.
All
Who
right,
Laughs.
the last DC book of the episode, Batman Who Laughs, number 3, Scott Snyder and Jock.
Another one that.
Another one you weren't into?
Oh, yeah? Because you guys were loving the last issue. That's
Dude,
right.
I
I just listened to the last podcast about that today.
Yeah. I like this one too because I absolutely loved his run on Detective when he first started out because it's like the first thing he did, so it's like of course
So
naturally
is that
I'm
where
attracted. This
Gordon's
character
son's from? 'Cause
Gordon's
I
son.
didn't know anything about
So
him.
Gordon's son is
Yeah,
he
school
first
me.
appears in Black Mirror, which is the detective story that
That's what it
he
was called,
did.
Black Mirror?
It was called Black
Like
Mirror.
the
Yeah.
show, like,
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So that's the one
Before
that
the show.
that
Right.
now has that one Joker cover that's now like $100 or whatever.
What?
It's
What,
like
Jock
the
did that?
regular cover. Yeah, it's
Oh
awesome.
shit! Wow.
It's
That's
like
awesome.
all made of bats, and then I think
And that's
it,
where
like,
Snyder started, or Jock started.
that is where them as a team first started on Detective. So this is
Oh,
them
okay.
coming back
Oh, all right.
together, and then that was
Interesting.
Scott Snyder's first run.
And that's
in
where he
DC.
introduced Gordon's son.
Gordon's son was like
Okay.
the
And
main
he's a fucking
villain,
psycho,
and he's a
apparently?
psychopath.
Wow.
Because before that, I don't think he had a son, and then it was
Yeah,
more
I
like,
never knew
yeah,
that.
exactly. I think it was more like, oh yeah, I have a son. We never really talked about it, but it's because he's like a little creepy, and then he turns out to,
Because he
and
fucking
then he
nuts you
turns
up.
out to be like,
Every once in that.
yeah, he turns out to be basically this like malicious serial killer kind
Yeah.
of guy. That's like, I guess I didn't think he was like this, but they kind of
Like, what
changed a
I'm
little
getting
bit where
from
he's like
this
on
book,
par
he's
with the
fucking
Joker.
nuts. Yeah. Well, the
Um,
Joker, they even say it. The Joker has respect for this.
Right,
thing. Like,
yeah,
wow.
his like the way he's supposed to have this like savant
Gordon's,
criminal
like,
mind.
It's funny. He's doing the parent thing. Like he's definitely apologized. Like, well, he's
Right.
not that bad. He's getting better. Like that's what we would do for our kids. Like it's fine. Just kill
Yeah,
a couple
don't
people.
worry
No
about
big
it.
deal. Don't worry. It's cool.
So yeah, they kind of like I guess he's on some sort of meds or something.
Yeah,
to
he's got
kinda-
that collar on his foot.
Right,
that I
where he's
guess
like,
gives him
yeah, it just
injections.
kind of makes it so that I don't really think those thoughts anymore, and I don't know, Batman, if I should be doing this. And Batman's like, you got it though, because
Yeah,
we're
I
going
need
up
to hear
against
it.
the
Fight that
Joker
motherfucker.
Batman combo, and like I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do. But then at the end, we find out that apparently Batman, Bruce Wayne, has injected himself with Joker venom. Which
No.
oh, that's
Don't
not him?
forget, because when the story started, he got
He does
exposed
get
to it.
yeah.
So he was totally succumbing to that.
So
and I think this
he-
issue, he's like, fuck it, I'm going to embrace it. Now I'm going to become the Batman who laughs just to fight
So
the
now
other one.
he's just turning into this thing, and you still have the Punisher Batman,
Right, and you
running
got the
around.
other Bruce Wayne, which was kind of interesting, how they talked about that backstory with the Penguin.
Yeah.
How there was a Bruce Wayne in another reality that went at odds with the Penguin and said, I'm going to be a gangster.
Right, yeah, he
Casinos and
talks a little
drugs.
bit like about.
So it was like an old school, and it was like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna murder you." What did
That
he
is
say?
cool.
They had some really funny
Matches
lines
in
too
one,
when he
yeah.
jabbed
Match-
him in the face
yeah.
with that.
Pretty much
his
any
mask.
scene so far with the Batman Who Laughs, which has only been like a scene, an issue, has been great.
Yeah,
he's
here it
like
goes.
awesome.
He never sees eye to eye when he jabs him in the
Terrible.
eye with his like
Yeah.
weird spike thing.
Yes.
And then what else did you say? Oh man, yeah, he seems open-minded.
Yeah.
Come on, that was awesome.
yeah, right. That's
It's
so
really
cool.
funny. Yeah, it's good shit. I like the character a lot. I'm glad they were able to keep him from metal.
Yeah.
Batman
wonder-
Who Laughs is the worst character that has
No
ever
way,
happened.
dude. He's a lot
Batman
of
Who
fun.
Laughs is so boring
Why?
and so dumb.
Why?
Tell me
yeah.
why. Back it up, because I don't believe that. I think he's
Because
awesome.
he's boring as fuck, his comic sucks, and he's annoying.
All right.
All right. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
those are good. Those are good points.
Yeah.
Just like-
I raised 3 good
Yeah.
points.
I like the
He's
combination.
fucking stupid.
I'm always really into
I
like.
see Batman Who Laughs, and I'm like, you look dumb as fuck. Like, what?
I mean, I'm curious about how that headpiece works. Is it like
Do you think it
technology?
looks-
Do you think it looks cool?
I think it's fine. It's a different take on
It's
Batman.
stupid as
I love
fuck.
the alternate
looks
versions.
The
of
dumb
one
as
characters.
shit.
shots. The one shots were so awesome.
Yeah.
The
I
one
do.
shots of metal were so great. when you see the
You're
different
leaning on
interpretations.
past things, though.
Yeah, but I mean that's where this story comes from. This
Right.
wouldn't exist without that.
But the
So-
other ones were cool, but Batman Who Laughs is fucking
But
dumb.
why this now? Because like I said, you talked about the second issue. You and Steve fucking loved it. So now all of a sudden you don't like this one?
I didn't like the second issue.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you talked about how you enjoyed it. So I'm curious what was different about this one. Same artwork, same story continuation. You got the Grim Knight Batman. You got the
Yeah.
Punisher. You got regular Batman. You got the Batman Who Laughs.
You know what it is?
So what was the problem
I
with this
don't
one?
care.
You
Don't
think
care.
nothing's going to matter after this series? You think
They're
it's
doing
gonna-
an ongoing though. I think they announced that.
What, Batman Who Laughs?
I'm pretty sure because
How
they're
is
doing
that
some sort of year of a
sustainable?
villain or
That's
something.
I don't
crazy.
care.
Yeah, but imagine like if they did it where it turns into like what was that one Marvel series that you really liked that did all the alternate
What,
realities, Exiles.
Sure.
So it could
I
be
see.
him jumping from different
I mean, that's
universes.
fine, I guess. How many Bruce
Because
Waynes
he
could
pulls the Punisher Batman, the Grim Knight from another one, and brings
Right.
him over. I mean, that's
I'm
kind
more
of been
interested
how
in
this
that.
one is.
Like, what if, you know, they mentioned that DC wants to do, or Warner Brothers wants to do, like, a Spider-Verse movie? What
Right.
if they do these characters?
That's what I'm saying,
Holy
yeah.
shit.
Like
and Batman has to go against all
Yes.
these fucked up versions
That
of
would be
Bruce
cool.
Wayne. Oh, that'd be
He's
so
kind of already
good.
doing it. Like in that
I'd
one,
love
he
to
like
see that.
throws them out of the building or whatever. I think that was in this series. And
Right.
the other Bruce Wayne, because I think he's just not Batman. He's just regular Bruce.
Yeah,
Wayne,
yeah. He was
billionaire.
like, he lived happy.
Right,
He was like,
yeah.
fuck
He was
it,
like,
you're
"Fuck
dead."
you, you're getting thrown out the window," and then he crashes in the car and dies.
I think he's funny. I mean, he's a interesting character. He is Joker. You know what I mean? That's
He's
the tough
definitely,
part.
yeah.
Because it's like, you know, it's hard to swallow him as Bruce Wayne.
He's more like, if Joker had kind of, I guess,
He won.
the
He beat the
money and
Batman.
the abilities of Batman, rather
Right.
than
It's them
Batman who's
combined.
the Joker.
I get
feel
what you're
like.
saying. This fucking headpiece is ridiculous.
Yeah, the costume design is a
I'd
little
be
much.
curious to see if they ever show it from his point of view. If there's a purpose for it, it's just like
Well, yeah,
him
he
bondage
headbutted the
fucking
shit out of
Batman.
the guy.
No, it's great.
That
but
was the
like,
point, is
that's
he
not
fuck-
all the like. He can't do
Knowing
all
that
the
he's
time.
Batman
Well,
and
that was
also
the
the
point.
Joker,
Is he had the point on his
it's a
head. and he
visor. I feel like.
Fucking pointed the head.
We know it's
What are you guys
gonna-
talking about? He fucking headbutted that dude with the
Yeah,
point.
no, I know.
Yeah,
I'm
no.
just saying, is that always
It's not
the
a
reason
visor.
for it?
No, well, I'm
He's
sure.
still
yeah,
Batman,
he
so he's
probably
still
has like a
smart.
screen or something in
Yeah,
it.
that's what I'm saying. Like, is he like Iron Man, where he's gonna like
He's not
look in
blind.
and he sees everything? He has to. And now we got our Bruce Wayne, which is so weird. Is it our Bruce Wayne? I still have a feeling.
I
that
still
maybe
don't
it's
know,
not.
just because of the way that it's being played
How
out, and
could
they're
it
like,
be?
once he becomes Jokerized, there's no going back.
Right.
So,
So
like,
he's
I'm
gonna
supposed to
heal
believe
himself?
that.
Who's gonna come through? John Constantine or something?
Unless there's some sort of way where he's able to cure himself, and then maybe he somehow cures the Batman Who Laughs, but then that like defeats the purpose of the
No,
character.
he's not gonna do that. Batman Who Laughs is gonna like get beat, but then he's gonna slink
gonna,
away
like, go
and do his
away.
own fucking thing, and Bruce Wayne will be back to Batman, right? But in the meantime, we still got 3 more issues. What's
I know.
gonna
I have no
happen?
idea.
So
And I mean, you still got the Joker hanging out, not really doing much. So I'm
Is
guessing
his
he's
heart
gonna like
exposed?
he's gonna come
That's
into
weird,
play,
right?
and then maybe he'll be like, we'll get the Jack Napier sort of thing back, where he
I
like
don't know.
becomes normal in order to fight him instead of
I
Batman
feel like
turning
he's gonna be
crazy.
like, "Fuck you, Batman Who Laughs. I'm the Joker. You're not."
Right.
And maybe the Joker will be the one to stop him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That could be.
That was
We'll
kind of how
see.
Metal was, though, because the thing was because they teamed up, and that was the only way he couldn't foresee it happening, because he could never see them teaming up, and that was
Right.
how it was unpredictable.
Grades. What do you got?
Which
What
I
do you
was, I think that fight was
F.
awesome too.
like? F. Holy shit. Man.
I
You go
will
hard,
I will
dude.
go I will go actually A- on this
A
one.
minus.
Yeah.
I'll give it a B. Straight
Okay.
B. That's
All
what I
right.
got for it.
Yeah,
Because
I've really been enjoying it.
I think Jock is an acquired taste. I really like
Yeah.
his artwork. I don't know if it's really suited for this story. It's interesting. If it was
Jock is
black
not
and white,
acquired at all. His art is so good.
it's awesome, but you know what? You give it to a mainstream, they're not gonna like it. They're
Nah.
gonna think, oh, it's shitty. You have to really appreciate for what he is. I like it, so I'm gonna give it a B.
Okay.
So there we go.
Moving on to Marvel. We have 3 books here.
What do you want to pick? Because I mean, they're all kind of meh.
Yeah.
Next Gen I like because I like X-Men, but everything else.
We'll start with the top. Avengers No Road Home, a continuation of Avengers
Surrender?
No Surrender.
Right. Same writers, same
very
artists.
popular weekly series.
Wait, was it popular?
No, I'm being facetious.
You're just bullshit.
Yeah,
It's like-
the very popular. So
money,
much.
money-wise,
Yeah,
it was
that they were
Yes.
like,
They
hey,
sold
you know
a
what?
shitload of comics.
Yeah, because it's Avengers, and they know that there's people that'll pick it up weekly.
But it's
the
like
same
the
thing with
C-list
X-Men and
Avengers.
shit.
It's like the Avengers nobody cares about. They're like, oh, we're
Yeah,
not
but
doing
they were
shit
like,
with
yeah,
these guys.
nobody cares about what a 1 in 1,000.
I guess.
My
I don't
only
care about
problem,
that.
like, I'm hoping, because the 3 writers are Mark Waid, Al Ewing, and Jim Zub, which are very, like, middle of the road, and they can be good, they can be bad, but they're not usually one, like, they're very,
It's weird. Like, I want to know who's writing
Ewing,
what.
yeah.
that would rule.
Right, and that's actually, it's funny, that's why I'm reading it, because now you guys turn me on to the Immortal
Right.
Hulk train. I'm like, all right, I want to see what he's doing with his character right now. I feel like that's important to know.
But that was my thing about this. It's Al Ewing wrote such a good character,
Why is he doing
and
this? Why
and
is
Hulk in here
this?
sucks.
I don't
See,
think it sucks. I think it's true to the character. Like, remember when Night falls and he's like, oh shit, I'm still
right,
here.
yeah, he's
No,
like,
you're
oh,
not.
wait.
Ugh.
Yeah, but then he's like, hey, here, you know, Rocket Raccoon because
I guess they knew each other. Was that from Planet Hulk or something?
well, that
I
was
don't remember that.
Rocket Raccoon's first appearances in Hulk.
Is it really?
Incredible
Yeah,
Hulk?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
It
I didn't
pisses
even
off a
know
lot of
that.
Hulk
OJ,
people.
yeah.
It pisses off a lot of Hulk people
So
because
he
it's an
knows it?
expensive book.
And it's a
Oh.
really, really
Yeah.
expensive random
Hulk
because
book.
it's his
Yeah.
first
Weird.
appearance at Rocket Raccoon.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is just
So
one
that
of
was
those.
funny because he was like, "Oh, everybody hits you. No, you're coming with me."
Come on, let's
and
go.
it's funny because it's like,
Well, he's not in
Yeah.
Guardian, so it makes sense. Give him
yeah, but
something
no,
to do.
it's even like meta because he's like, "Yeah, you thought your book was cheap. Whoops. Yep, you're in this Hulk book now."
This
do the quick rundown.
Sure. So this is a issue where, classic, how did these characters come together? This
Right.
really weird team that nobody has asked for and probably
How
not
do
a lot
they
of people
do that?
character. They bring back, what is her name?
Voyager.
Voyager, who is
Mhm.
that blue woman who was a
daughter of the
Avenger
Grand
and then
Master.
wasn't and
She
then was a
wasn't,
villain for
though.
a second and then she was like, I'm gonna be friends with you guys, and they're like,
Right.
okay, you're not so bad.
This is a follow-up that nobody wanted.
This is a
nobody cares
follow-up that nobody
about.
cares
This is a
about.
follow-up that makes no sense.
Right. So she's
No, it makes sense, but who cares?
Why?
she's going around
What
and
book
plucking.
is it following this? What book is this following up?
Well, it's no
No
surrender.
No
The
Surrender.
other
Right.
weekly Avengers
But they
book that
came
nobody
out.
cared about.
They came out for a year before this came out.
That's
So
fine.
what literally is this following
Obviously, the writers had more story to tell, where Marvel was like, "Hey, we gotta give people."
up?
the
Obviously,
bone." I
they're
don't
not
know.
telling a story because it's trash. Like, there's no story here.
Right.
She's going around to pick up the various heroes. You have the Hulk, Vision,
Scarlet Witch.
Hawkeye, Hercules.
And then they're like, "Hey, don't say this lady's name." And you're like, "Who?" And then she has her hand in her head, and they're like, "Oh,
Well-
don't say my name." And you're like, "What the fuck is your name, lady? Nobody knows it."
Well, it's Nyx, and they said it. When they say it, then she appears. I mean, it's good framing too, because in the beginning you have Hercules fighting everybody with all the gods, and then
Yeah.
all of a sudden they go back to Olympus, and holy shit, everybody's fucking dead.
All the
Yeah, but nobody
Pantheon
said
is
her
dead.
They did. They
They
said
did,
Nyx.
yeah.
Yeah, they said Nyx.
Where?
And at some point.
See, I like the
Right.
framing of it in the beginning
Nyx,
because
yes. And then as soon as Scarlet Witch says it, like, holy shit, here she comes.
right.
I don't care about
It was
her as a
kind of
villain.
cool because Hercules, like, they took the Greek pantheon and
Yeah.
it was like
Always.
an Avengers.
I was a
kind
big
of,
I
fan
will-
of
yeah.
mythology
you know,
as a kid. I love that
Weird,
stuff.
weird take, but Hercules is probably my favorite Marvel character.
Wow. All right.
That's definitely a weird take.
But
Yeah, out of
it was also
all-
really funny when they were holding on Rocket Raccoon and they were like, "Why is this dog here?"
Yeah,
and
the
everyone
dog
like,
thing
"Why is
was
this
kind of funny.
this
Yeah.
fucking dog?"
It is.
And he's
I
like,
mean,
"I'm not
it's
a fucking
funny because,
dog."
like, I feel like I'm not necessarily excited to read the next issue, but because Rocket's in it, I'm like, oh, what's he gonna add to the mix?
Really?
I don't really care
Rocket
about
is
this
your-
character. I mean, Hulk, I want to read because, like I said, Ewing's part of this, so I feel like this is gonna add to the
A continuation
Hulk mythos.
to his Hulk run.
Right.
Hulk run.
Well, I haven't read the last issue, but apparently
Okay.
the last issue was.
We'll read it. Let's go. Hurry up.
Let's go.
But anyway, aside from this, I mean, it's more of a mass story. I mean, I don't necessarily care. You get a recap in the end of all the characters, who they are.
It was
That's my
definitely
thing.
not a
If I
story I
open a new
cared
book-
for.
And there's 8 characters that have an intro. I don't give a fuck.
Right. Well, I mean,
Like-
these are the
like this-
Avengers that
this-
aren't on their regular.
Literally,
Avengers team.
this comic me and Frank were talking about earlier, and we're like, "What's that dude's name?
Mm.
What the hell's that dude's name?" And it was like
Which one?
uh,
Blue Marvel.
Blue Marvel,
Oh,
and
yeah.
then Spectrum, and I was like,
But you
I
know
was
what?
like, I'm
This
pretty
book-
sure there's 2 new characters, and they're kind of cool,
they're not new. They've been around.
and they have electricity powers.
No, I mean Monica Rambeau. She's a Photon. She's been around. She's actually in the Captain Marvel movie as a cameo.
Oh,
She's
okay.
another pilot with Captain Marvel, which is kind of neat.
It could, because that
Um,
movie's coming
Captain
out.
Marvel news, real quick. Apparently, Brie Larson, who plays Captain Marvel, wants to have Kamala Khan, Ms. Marvel, in the next movie, which will be awesome. So,
Will it?
There you go.
I don't know, why not? What do you got?
Issue 2, a bunch of new.
Yeah, and that's the
characters.
crazy thing is issue 2.
On
Oh,
the
that lady
cover.
put her head through Scarlet Witch. Yeah, she's on the cover.
Oh, Vision's dying, by the way, in case anybody cares. Apparently, that's part of the story too.
Nobody
Vision's gonna
cares.
die.
I don't care. They're just
Yeah.
gonna have a whole new team like they
Yeah,
did
but
last
Vision's
time.
not gonna care.
The story's not going to matter at the end of it, which is really sad. That's what you get from this. This is like those ones where you're like, all right, I'm going to
Yo,
pick
that
names
cover,
from a
though,
hat, and I
that
don't give a
cover there,
shit.
that's a sweet fucking cover. dude.
But I feel like those characters are characters that aren't being used. They're like, all right, what can we use?
The
Let's shoehorn
craziest
another
thing,
Avengers
and then
story.
that we're all saying is, they put all these crazy characters in the Marvel books, but the crazy characters are the best.
I guess, but I mean,
The best Marvel book of all time, The Vision.
all time. Wow, that's ballsy.
It's not ballsy at all.
It's a great run, but I mean, I wouldn't say it's the best of all time.
It's probably the best comic
But here's
ever
the problem
written.
with that run. They
But that's-
milk that so
ooh.
much. Think about what they've done with Vision. They talk about the dog. They talk about
But the
his
craziest
brother.
thing is, Vision is probably the best Marvel book ever written.
Wow.
Mr.
really
Miracle
doubling
is probably the
down
best
on
DC book
All
ever
right.
written. So
Okay. You heard it
You
here
know,
first, folks.
king
Troy
on
says
both.
the burst.
Better.
What are we thinking about this, grades wise?
I'm really
yeah, I'm out.
I'm
out.
just
out.
indifferent because I'm also kind of getting tired of their weekly series.
Yeah, this is nonsense.
Um,
We don't need
This is
this.
garbage.
They almost
We don't
always
need it.
don't
It's
feel
stupid.
And you know
like
what?
anything.
And like you said, you know what's gonna be fun? Next week, fucking Conan's gonna be in it.
yeah.
Is it next week or not yet? He's
All
not
right,
coming yet. I think he's like issue
maybe
6.
2 weeks from now.
Yeah, it's coming up soon. but-
Yeah, and he's
Fucking
gonna be.
Conan's gonna be an
he's
adventure.
gonna
We're
be
not there
an
yet.
Get the
We'll
fuck
get
out of my
there.
life. Like, I love fucking Conan.
I know
you
you
know,
do.
I love sword and sorcery. I love all the dumb shit. Conan is an Avenger.
It's-
I'm calling it right
I
now.
try
The
to get
last
my
issue,
cool.
the last issue is gonna be Luke Skywalker. He's gonna
I
come
try,
and he's gonna say,
Oh, how
"Did
great would
somebody
that be?"
say the Force?" And then like it'll
I
just
tried
be
to
like,
get my cool.
yeah.
earlier, in fact, was like, yeah, Conan's going in the Avengers. I was like, that's fine. And then literally, it was like, yeah, I bet Luke Skywalker's next. And I was like, nah. I got like angry. I was like, Frank, nah, no, don't do this to me. Don't do this to
If
me.
he does, what are you
Yeah.
gonna do? You're gonna flip shit.
Dude, for me, that'll
That's
be one
fine.
of those days where I'll be like, my year is ruined. If
This
they're
is
like,
it.
he's gonna be an Avenger,
you,
Luke
Marvel."
Skywalker,
Yeah,
and I'll be
yeah, if
like,
they-
I'm fucking done with this.
I will say it right now. If they put Luke Skywalker as Avenger, we will be closed that day. Yeah. Nope.
We'll do like
Black
a Stanley,
armbands,
the
like,
black
no.
armband, and be like,
Yeah,
sorry,
I will
in
literally-
remembrance.
The thing is, and it will
Avengers.
just say, not today, Satan on the door.
Rest in peace,
No,
Avengers.
I'll give it a C minus, D plus.
yeah,
don't
I will
care.
go
just
like
don't
C.
care.
I don't really.
Black
Actually, yeah, I'll
out.
switch to C minus.
It doesn't matter. It
Alright.
doesn't matter in the long run, which is nonsense. What are we doing next? What do you want to do? Conan?
That's
Did
up
you
to
read
you.
that?
I
'cause
read it.
I'm
I made him read
fading
it.
away. Goodbye, listeners.
That's it.
Frank didn't read it, so let's do next gen.
Oh no, I did read that, but I
Real
have to-
quick,
Either
all
way,
right.
I have to.
You can stay.
It
for a
was
second.
fucking
Come on.
awful.
Savage Sword, quick hit from me. Savage Sword of Conan
It
by
was
Gary Dugan,
garbage.
who apparently writes every Marvel
Garbage,
book
you can
now.
suck my naked dick.
Um,
Suck my
I will
loud.
disagree though. I actually thought this one was better,
better
than the other one. I
My-
like Pirates.
Frank's
I
out.
like-
Frank's gone. Goodbye, Frank.
My biggest problem with this book is why are the pirates looking like regular pirates that we know? If this is taking place in Hyperborea or whatever the fuck Conan's from, why do the pirates look like actual pirates, like Pirates of the Caribbean? Why do the clothes look like that? I feel like Ron Gari phoned it in with this artwork. He's gritty enough, but why does the captain of the pirate ship look like he has that red coat?
Because he's a serpent, dude.
Yeah, but I don't care.
He's a fucking snake.
But I'm saying back here, you look
He's
back.
a snake man.
Look, what is this? How is that possible? When does Conan
Well,
take
that's
place?
when that's because he's a skeleton. Because
no,
he's
it's Conan's having visions because he's
Right.
dehydrated. He
Yes,
can't hear
of course.
anything. But I'm saying this
But
bullshit
then that's
outfit.
the regular captain.
It doesn't matter though.
Yeah, but it does.
But where does
because
Conan get that idea from? That doesn't exist in his world. I don't know. It's
Pirates of the Caribbean ride.
fine, I
from-
guess. Yeah, Conan was on that.
Yeah, this book was fucking.
I don't know. I didn't have a problem with it per se, but I don't think it's amazing. I think the artwork is kind of blah. I mean, Ron Garney, he's okay. He's another acquired taste. I don't think he's amazing.
I don't have that taste.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
That
I mean,
taste is whack out loud,
yeah.
bro.
I feel like you got a nice cover by Alex Ross. I think they're milking it. They're killing the Conan brand. I think.
No, it's horrible. Cause he's fucking fighting skeletons with the skeleton has like and he's like, ooh, look at me.
He's
And I'm like,
flying
dude,
away.
you're a skeleton.
All right.
You have eyeballs and guts.
So
what do
you
you
like
doing?
Conan? What do you give it?
F.
Mm.
That book's fucking sucked out loud.
F again. That's a lot of F's in these ratings, boys and
This
girls.
one.
Well, all right. I'd say D plus, C minus for me. I mean, it's fine.
This one-
Last book of the podcast, we got Next Gen from the Age of the X-Men from Ed Brisson. Marcus Toe was the artist. I liked it a lot. I thought it was cool. I thought
So
it was
did
a lot
I
of
until
fun.
the end because I didn't get it
What
because
was
I
the
didn't
end?
read anything else.
Okay, that's fine.
When,
What didn't you like? basically the story
When,
is the next generation. Well, let's talk about the
Right,
recap
but
real quick.
then why
I
is
don't
he,
know
like,
why
hitting
he's
her with
doing that.
fire?
I think that's part of the next part
No,
of the
but
story.
did you read all the other books?
I did. I liked. See, it's funny because I just listened to the podcast where you guys talking about the first issue, The Age of X-Men Alpha. I liked it. I thought it was a lot of fun.
Right, but then
Um,
why? This is 4 books later, and why is he hitting her with fire? That's
I
what
don't know.
didn't get.
I think Glob is actually a character that knows what's going on. I think he's one of the few where like Bishop
But
was in
what's
the
going
original
on?
Age of Apocalypse, how he knew how this world was fucked up. It wasn't the world that was supposed to be. So Glob knows
Right,
that
but
there's those characters.
then so did Blob.
That's what I'm saying.
When Blob was like, "Get the fuck out!"
Oh.
Blob and Glob. Yeah.
Right, I see what you're saying.
Blob-
Like,
Blob
was
was
like,
like, yo,
shut
yo,
the fuck
yo,
up.
yo, yo,
Yeah,
yo.
I got you. Yeah, I hear what you're saying. I mean, do a quick recap. This story is about the younger generation of X-Men characters, and it's in the Institute, the Summers Institute, where they teach the kids about how to be X-Men or whatever they're going to be. So it goes through all the characters that we know, like Armor, Anole, Glob Herman's in there, all the characters that I don't want to say we know and love. It's just characters that we know. So they're trying to make an impression with these younger characters. I thought it was fine. I liked it. I think it's a fun book. Obviously, it's not going to last more than 4 issues because we're going to go back to the regular universe.
Yeah, but
I thought the art was really sweet. Marcus Toe has really come a long
the
way.
art was awesome.
Yeah, it was really
It
good.
was so good. The art brought me through the story because I didn't give a fuck.
How about when they're reading Glob's fan fiction and it's actually the story of Uncanny
Yeah,
and
and then,
Extermination? I'm like,
yeah.
this is awesome. Shark Girl's like, I'm not really in it too much, and that's true. 'Cause
Yeah,
she was
and
barely in it. It was awesome.
It was so fun,
Mm-hmm.
and
I
the
love
art
it.
was. But then at the end, I was just like,
Well, that's the thing. I
that's
don't
the
know
thing
what's
is-
going on.
is at
That's
the
not.
end is I don't care.
That's not. The
And I don't
power-
read X-Men.
No, see,
And
I
this
care.
is not gonna. This is not gonna bring me to read another X-Men book.
Oh, for me.
Because I got to the end and I was like, yeah.
See, I'm all X-Men. I'm True Blue X-Men. I always
I'll
will give
read.
it a
I'll read the.
chance.
I'll read the Wikipedia.
See, for me, I'm into it. I'm excited to see what happens. The next cover, you see Glob standing over all the characters, all fucked up. So I think this is his way of showing Armor what actually happened in this other world.
But can we say
We won't know what happened until the next issue. But what?
Gideon Falls? You read it this week?
Not yet. I'm saving it. All right, is it good? All right, well, we'll get there. I read the podcast books. The other stuff is ready to come. Again, awesome artwork. I think this is a cool book. It's a shame because
it's really fun.
yeah, it's refreshing. You see these characters in a new light. It's a new school for the kids. I think it's awesome.
I don't care.
I do.
You're an X-Men guy though.
See, you guys
Why-
are all
why-
DC
why-
hardcore. I am Marvel hardcore.
No, I'm not. I'm not DC
Always
hardcore
Marvel.
at all.
Yeah, I'm definitely Marvel.
But why not? Why do I want to read? Tell me why I want to read the next issue of this.
Because you want to see what Glob's got up his sleeve. Like, why is he putting the fire on to make Armor see what's
But
going
why
on?
do I care?
That's up to you. I mean, obviously the writer didn't do a job. I think Brisson's awesome.
But that's the thing is I don't give a fuck about Armor.
I mean,
I don't give a fuck about Glob.
none of these characters. That's the thing for me.
But I like Glob earlier when other people wrote him better.
Sure.
But
Yeah, but
currently,
don't forget, Brisson made some great moments with him. He's writing Old Man Logan, where Glob is like Wolvie's unofficial
Old Man Logan
sidekick.
sucks.
You think so?
Yeah.
I think it's all right. I think it's fine. I think it's a nice coda to his story.
Tell me why I should read issue number 2, and then I will.
Well,
read
because
it.
you want to see what Glob knows and why he's doing the fire thing to Armor to maybe like.
But that's
wake
the thing
her up
is that
to the
I don't
world.
care.
Well, that's fine.
What
I
is-
mean,
what-
I
why
do.
is he- why
if
is
you're
he-
an X-Man fan, you're gonna
Right,
like
but
it. If
why?
not, that's fine.
Why is he throwing fire on her?
We don't know.
Why?
That's the thing. That's what
And that
gets you to
brings
read
you
the
into
next
the next
issue.
issue?
To me, it does. For you, it doesn't. I
I
think.
mean, I'm not trying to argue. I'm
no,
not
it's
trying
fine.
to get
That's
like,
what this podcast is all
But
about.
that brings you enough to be like, he has fire hand, and now.
I mean, who knows? I mean, there's a reason he's doing it. We'll find out next issue. If you don't read it, that's fine. I will. I'll definitely be there. The art is really solid. The storytelling is good.
But that's the thing about the podcast is if you give me a good reason to read it, I will.
Well, like I said, if you want to know what Glob knows, obviously he knows more than we know.
If you tell me
He's
that
the
Glob,
one-
if you're like, yo, Glob said this, I'll be like, oh hell. But don't be like, Glob's a fucking dick, and then I'll be like,
No,
all right, I'm
Glob
out.
knows what's up. He's one of the few that probably knows. That's why he named those chickens Hope and Wolverine and Cyclops, because he's longing for the regular world. He knows that this shit ain't real.
All right.
He knows
See,
that he
that
has to
is
be
much
one
more interesting than read what she said.
No, I feel like
Yeah.
Glob knows what's up. He's going to be one of the few that's going to be able to tell everybody this world isn't right. We need to get back to the regular world. Just like
yeah, but
Bishop.
then at the end of the world, like, who cares?
I mean, yeah, but ultimately it has to go back to the regular world. And maybe we'll get some
Does
good
it?
X-Men books. Yeah, it does. Because the X-Men don't exist in this world anymore. You know, we're going to get some cool
I'm glad
stuff.
that weird ass Jesus Magneto.
What about Nightcrawler? Can't wait for that. That's going to be awesome, right? Do you think so?
Goodbye.
I think I give it a B for this one. I won't give it an A because it
You know
wasn't
what?
that amazing, but I'll give it a
Lou
solid B.
talked me into a D.
D, wow. No Fs, you hear that?
And he's going to get a D later. So that's fine.
I'll give it a B. Yeah, Chris Bacalo cover, very awesome artwork, good story, good enough to keep going. So
Any spec?
that's your call. You and Frank. I don't know what it came out this week.
I don't know. Frank dipped. So
Frank left.
goodbye.
That's it. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Thanks, Lou.
Woo.